Hello, welcome guys, welcome to the stream today. You just got me today. Let me just get everything set up. Just pretty last minute for me to get things set up. I didn't realize the time, so just give me a second. Let's do. Why is that split in two? Sorry, just give me a second. Don't get that. Never seen that before on my computer. Okay, 2 seconds. Let me bring here, and then bring on this one. Okay, and then I'll share screen. Then I just need to share the thing for everyone else to join. Let's go here, and then add that to stage. See if that comes up. How does this look? Okay. Let's see if I can get that any bigger. Then I can see the comments come in. So give me a sec. Okay, cool. And I'm just going to send out the invite. So just bear with me. I need to get the comments up as well. I am really not prepared today. Okay, awesome. Right, Discord. No, don't need developers. I think today, if anyone wants to put in their Darwins to be reviewed, then we can do that. If not, then obviously we can do something else. We'll have a quick look at the market because it's been pretty crazy today, not going to lie. Everyone. Okay, awesome. Right, that's me set up for everything. Now I can actually crack on. Okay, how are we all doing? But yeah, go with crazy. Yeah, just unfortunately, I'm not in it. I wish I was. I mean, to be fair, I thought I would be, but hey ho, it is what it is. But yeah, massive move today on gold. You know, it's same with dollar yen. Like, luckily on one of my accounts, I'm like in here, which is good at the moment. But you know, if we can get some more to the downside, I'll be very happy because it's the only trade I've been in today. Or strangely enough, not really been a lot more, but you know, if the systems don't trade and trigger, you know, and it doesn't meet the rules, it is what it is. I think this is one thing that's important. Like, you know, when the markets move, it doesn't mean that you always need to be involved. You know, you follow your set of rules, and yeah, you take each day as it is. You know, there's 365 days in the year. Don't know, was that just over 200 trading days? You know, there's loads of opportunities. So if you've missed out on anything today or feel like you've missed out on anything today, don't worry about it. More opportunities will always come, and you know, just be prepared for them. So yeah, quite a lot of movement today. Silver starting to make a little bit of recovery. Again, it was a pretty massive down day at one point. Like, I was quite worried in how far this was going to go. If we were going to get back down to the EMA, which could have been quite interesting. But yeah, we're still kind of, as much as it's a big move today, we are just kind of chopping about. And you know, if we ever look at sort of seasonality, we know that gold can be choppy in this sort of like end of Q1 to Q2, sometimes Q3. But you know, we'll see how things go. We'll trade how things go. You know, if anyone's caught gold to the short side today, kudos to you. Brilliant. Yeah, I'm trying to just have a quick look. Ethereum down. Interesting. Let's have a quick look. I'm just having a quick look at the market because I've not looked at the markets in the past couple hours, to be honest. So I'm just having a quick look. And then if no one has a Darwin to review, I'm just going to probably build another strategy or something like that just for you guys to sort of learn and follow along. Interesting. Bitcoin starting to push down to the downside again. Apart from that, not too much. Yeah. It's only for the summer, though. It's only for the summer. Like, you know, it's a nice day today, but I need to stay off the beers until it's like summer, you know? So yeah, it's It looks like there's a keg in there, but it's actually empty. I need to get rid of it. Yeah, the blade machine's pretty good. Sorry, pubs. I'm not going to the pubs and paying prices when you can get it for pretty cheap at home. Yeah, beyond that, making me want to have a beer now. So yeah, again, if no one's got a Darwin to put in, then let's just jump right into it today. Again, I was trying to think last minute. What could I build? What could I do? Something different. And, I was going through some of my strategies that I've built like in the past and looked at like somewhat decent results that I've actually never kind of looked. I built them, never looked at them again. And again, we're going back to peak trade and research by Dave Whitcomb, and it's a very interesting strategy. Again, it's on gold, hot topic. Today, look at how gold's been moving. So because gold's been moving so much, why not? Let's build another gold system. Because again, gold is one of my favorite things to trade. Don't get me wrong, it is a difficult thing to trade for the most part. But again, if you do build things correctly, it's also probably one of the best assets you can trade if you get it right, because we get volatility all the time on gold. So because I'm a breakout trader, I just live off of volatility. So that's just me. But yeah, if we look at it, you can go back. When was it? April 2024. So this will be quite interesting again to see how does it hold out a sample, because it's all very well like people showing strategies on YouTube, even things that we build here. If I could build a perfect strategy and show you over the past 10 years, you'd be like, whoa, I'm going to trade that live. But what I've really done is actually curve fitted it to make it look good rather than actually be good. So that's what you find a lot when people share strategies or like research firms, like they might show something that's seriously good. And then out of sample, it's not so great. But again, we'll build this today and see what like. The only thing that I don't like or don't understand is length A above length B, length A 70 above length B 25. I don't get how the highest high of the 70 past 70 days will be higher than the past 25, but we'll ignore that and we'll just build conditions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And yeah, it's a breakout system. It's very simple. If you don't know how easy language works in like TradeStation or multi-charts, it is very simple, but you can also just use like Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude to just sort of get it to explain like how to do these sort of strategies. But for the most part, it's pretty simple. So yeah, we'll jump right into it. We'll build on FX Dreamer, but we'll just run through what it is. It's like a dual momentum breakout. So we're looking at different periods to kind of confirm that we're actually within a trend, or in an area of where we're going to see volatility come in. So we'll put the inputs. Ignore stop at 2000. These things are built for futures more than anything, and they have like hard stop at dollars at 2000. But I'm just going to focus on like an ATR stop loss or percentage-based stop loss or something else that can adapt to sort of volatility as such. That's one thing that I do love to do, focus on ATRs and stuff like that. So because it goes in line with what the market's showing. So a lot of my systems do have ATR. I do have other methods of stop losses and that, of course. But my go-to to testing is ATR first and foremost. So yeah. Okay, so length 70, length 25 was our two things. Bar X is 20. So my guess is, yeah, we exit after 20 bars. And yeah, pretty simple system. So the highest high at length A, the highest high 70 is the high A. Low A is the lowest low of A, which is the lowest low 70. Highest high of B is highest high of 25. Low B, lowest low of the past 25. So condition 1 is the high of A. The high of the 70 is above the highest high of the past 25. Okay, so that means that we're actually 70 is up here, 25 is up here. So maybe it's dual momentum. So we're expecting the next leg. So we're actually not taking the breakout at the high. We're predicting that the probably breakout is going to happen at lower levels. So we're not always getting trapped at the high. We're buying, the midpoint. I think let me try to see if I can explain it here. So this potential, let's look at the low. This would be the lowest low of the past 25, the last 70, sorry, and this would be the lowest low of the past 25. We're taking the break out of that. So we're not taking it at this point, we're taking it at this point, expecting that this could potentially be a squeeze, and we're pushing in one direction. I think that's the basis of the strategy, from my understanding, which is quite interesting. It's different from other strategies, rather than constantly keep buying, like, turtle trading, but keep buying like the highest high of the past 50 bars, or things like that. So a little different today. Hey Blaine, quick question: what do you think an optimized percentage of mean reversion strategies to implement along with trend following portfolio? I mean, to be honest, honestly, I'm not too keen, or for results wise, I've not been the biggest fan of mean reverting, but then that's probably because I've always been like a breakout sort of trader. I am trying, right now, my performance is a little bit flat, slightly up for the year, a little bit flat. And I do want to maybe add some mean reversion strategies at the end of the year. But what I'd probably do is, I don't think I would allocate it 50-50. I don't know yet, to be honest. So I'm not going to give a pretend answer until I actually come to the conclusion myself and actually have done it. So apologies, I can't actually answer that question at the moment. But when if I get to that stage, when I get to that stage, I will be able to answer that later down the line. Again, it's going to be a lot of trial and error, which is why I do have like second, third accounts on DarwinX 0. So I'm always like testing things in the forward testing sort of mode, not on my actual live account or anything like that. So then I'm not damaging my record, I'm not damaging anything, because I want to make sure that is the flagship portfolio. The other ones are just sub accounts that I say playing around on, but I'm just forward testing to try and see what can I do better, how can I implement things, add, subtract. Let's look at my asset correlation, let's look at my asset allocation. And one thing that I'm trying to potentially explore is strategy rotation, because that can be quite interesting as well. But again, all this is we've doing this here, and then try my own time having to do all that. It's a busy time, and it will be probably the end of the year before I get to that stage. So anyway, sorry, I'm rambling on just based on, I'll always kind of ramble on, apologies. But yeah, we're then looking at the highest high of A. Yeah, we've got that part, the lowest low of A, so the low 70s more than the time. Okay, highest high B is higher than the last three. Okay, so the high of the 25 is higher than the last three. Again, the other opposite and opposite for the low. ADX 14 above 20. Okay, cool. I'll probably have to keep switching back and forth just to make sure I'm doing things right. But yeah, we'll get there. So let's call this par gold 24, just because it was made in 2024. Right, now I've got to decide, am I going to do pending orders, or am I going to do instant execution? Does anyone have a preference of what they would want, what they want to see being built? Like, instant execution and pending orders are built two separate ways in FX Dreamer, or Perfectus. You can always build a Perfectus. There's use either or. I just always have FX Dreamer up because I've always got something I'm always looking at something, or someone's always asking a question to do with this. I've always got it up. But if no one has any sort of opinion on what they want to see, then I'll probably just do what I normally do, and it's simply instant execution, because I always find that instant execution is where you want to be. I don't have a problem with pending orders, but I'm always, I'm so focused on risk management and making sure that everything's correct in that sort of way, that, I'll always look at how can I control my risk? How can I make sure the least amount of things can go wrong? That's the way that I always think, because, that's what you should be thinking first. How can I lose less money by doing simple things? Results come after that. But when you're building the strategy, you're not going to put a strategy that doesn't show good results live anyway. So that's why I'm not too bothered about that. I just think, how can I reduce risk? Spread filters, slippage, looking at time horizons where there might be illiquid hours, things like that. There's so much things we can do. Can you still add a spread filter to pending orders? So you can, but once you've placed the pending order, there is no spread filter. You can put a spread filter as soon as the spread goes below 3, it'll place the pending order. You could create you could create a loop with pending orders. That is possible. I might actually save that for a later episode, like how to loop pending orders to add spread filters, because that could be quite interesting. Actually, that could be a good learning. That could be a good exercise for myself to challenge myself, but also a good learning exercise for everyone on the stream. Let me think about that actually. Yeah, I need to think. Do you know what? I'm not going to waste time today thinking about it, but Mason, thank you for that, because that could be an interesting next episode. Maybe not next week, but maybe the week after, because I'm going to go do a little bit of work on it. Because when I'm on these lives, when I'm talking and trying to do things, I do struggle a bit. I can't really multitask, so I'm trying to do my best when I'm on it. But I'll put my head down maybe after this and just kind of go for it and see what I can do, and then I'll write it down, and then potentially we can do it on a live stream. Well, we will do it on a live stream in the future, because I think it could be beneficial to a lot of people actually. So thank you for that point. But we're just going to do it my way. It sounds quite bad. We're just going to do it my way just for now, just so we can actually review the system and see that it actually works out of sample, and then we can come back, or in the strategy development section in the Discord, I could make the pending looping order, like the looping system, and share that there as well. So then everyone will have it, that they can then just apply it to whatever system that they build as well. I'm happy to kind of do that for everyone here. So yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. And then if anyone has any questions, or there's lots of questions around it, then bring it up in a live stream. That's pretty simple to do. Anyway. Let's have a look. So sorry. Why are manual entries safer? I can just apply, from an easy, simplistic way, a lot more risk measures and management. So, obviously, spread filter, slippage. You can put maximum positions open. I know you can do that in pending orders and that as well. It's just, I've always found that instant execution is always better as well. Hypothetically, right? Let's say you're trading let's say you're trading out with Darwinex, right? Hypothetically, for a prop firm and things like that. You could then have a pending order on. They could then potentially go out and then sell your signals based on pending orders, or there's so instant execution protects your IP as much as possible as well, to a certain extent. Obviously. People could pull the actual entries and things like that from instant execution, but it's a lot harder to sort of pull IP from instant executions than it is pending orders as well, because that's just my personal preference, to be honest. Doesn't have to be everyone else's. Okay, highest high of A is, so let's do length A, length B. Length A 70. Oh, no, that's not 70. Okay. So there are two lengths. Then we need to do variables as well. So the variables, the good thing is from these things, it tells you what your inputs are. These are your constants. Actually, I forgot to put bars on it. And then these are your variables. So high A, low A, high B, low B. So that's what we'll do in our variables anyway. High A, 0. High B, 0. Low A, no, don't want that one. 0 and low, low, V. Oh, 0. Cool. That's our variables, constants. Bar X 20. Okay. So simple as that. We've now got our variables and our constants here. And these are good just to input anyway. Actually, I did not get what time frame they're testing this on. Let me quickly check that first. 60-minute bars. All right, interesting. 60-minute bars. Let's just do. I'm always getting the habit of just putting these out first, rather than doing it afterwards. So period H1. So our entry time frame is period H1 because we're only taking it on the entry on the H1. Let's do like a stop loss. Nope. Time frames. And then we'll do M. Let me just double check that it says S on these things first. Yeah. Yeah. M will just be 2. And this is just ATR multiplier. I always do like an ATR multiplier because I like to test different sort of things on it. So you'll always see me doing this. Just go. I like it to be here. Right. Cool. Do we need anything else? We do. Actually, do we? No, I don't think we are going to optimize the ADX. ADX 14 after 14. Okay, cool. So we don't need to, but we could. ADX P 14, ADX V 20. Okay, awesome. We've got that. So what we are going to do is once per bar. Let's go on timer, sorry. We want condition A. So condition A. Let's get rid of that. Highest high of A is above highest high B. Cool. Not that one. Highest high. Come on. Right. Highest high of A is above the highest high of E. So actually, technically, we don't need those variables, actually, when I think about it. All we need is length A, length B. Okay. Highest high A is above highest high B. Highest high A, 70 is above the highest high of B, 20. Condition 2 is lowest low of A is below lowest low of B. Cool. Is that above or below? Above. Below. Okay, cool. Properties, lowest low of A is below the lowest low of B. Again, putting our entry time frame in here. You don't have to. I just put it in for habit, just so then if we want to change different time frames or optimize or things like that, we can. It's just personal preference. So just getting the habit of it. Condition 3 is highest high B is a highest high of 3. Okay. Highest high of B is above the highest high of 3. Again, just going to put the entry time frames in here. Hey Rob, how we doing? And lowest low B is below the lowest low of the past 3 bars. Cool. Enter time frame. No, that's stop loss. Cool. I'll just check that I did that with there. Yep. I think I did do entry for all of them, didn't I? Maybe I should put them next to each other. Yeah, there we go. See, mistake. Oof. Just got to be 100% sure. Okay, cool. Right, so we've done the first 4 conditions, and the first condition is ADX of 14 above ADX of 20. Very simple. Value of 20. Okay, that's just got our conditions. Once we've got our conditions are all met, we're then buying the next bar at the highest high B. So we're, you can put a buy stop there or a sell stop, no problems with that. But then what I'll be doing is literally like this. I'll be doing, let's do highest high B is the high of the past 25. Again, enter time frame. So what we want to do here is the lowest low B is the lowest low again of length B. Okay. So this is maybe something different that nobody's seen. Because this will happen once per bar. Let's say this doesn't meet this, doesn't meet this, doesn't meet this, doesn't meet. This would then stay at whatever's been set previously. So what we need to do is, if a condition is not met, we need to make sure that we are resetting it to 0, because we don't want to take trades if the condition is not met. So this is where, if that is, so that's the yes, that's the no. Okay. Yes, no, no. So if none of these conditions are met, even if it's just one, we will not take the trade. So this maybe looks a little bit different for you guys, but this is essentially the logic. So it means that if it does work, we're setting the high and low. If it does not, then again we are just resetting the variables anyway. Okay. Anyone have any questions around that at all, or not understand it, or if anything else needs explained? Just let me know. No? Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. So next we're going to be building the buy and sell. So we're going to do no position, because I don't want to take multiple positions. I only want to be in one position. And again, we'll then build our conditions. So this is just the way that I always do it. I always do the bid when it's above the value of, so high B. Then what I do is the value of high B is different from 0. And this just confirms that there is a value set and the value is not 0. Just something that I've always done, just as another protective mechanism, just in case anything, I think it sounds quite bad, but I've seen things go wrong before if things are not set up correctly. And I'll just make sure that there is no way of anything going wrong with the way that I set things up. One thing that I do add is a kill switch as well. But that's probably for a different episode, because kill switches are really safe if things go wrong. Touch wood, I don't know why they would go wrong, but again, I just build them in anyway. Just one weird thing that I do. Okay, so we've now got our, this is just going to say, this is the buy side, the sell side. Once we've taken the buy or sell, we then get rid of the other value on the other side. So quite simple. Let's just do, I never risk 1%, but we'll just do it for the sake of this episode, just to see what we get from it. Again, I said we're going to use the average range. Just the ATR, just everything that I use. Period 1, we'll just use the last candle and we'll do times M. And that is us putting in the multiplier. What did it say? Oh, yeah, of course. Do we have a target? I don't think we did. I think it's just pure time-based, actually. So no take profit, but what we do have is an expiry, and it's 20 bars, so 20 hours in this case. Oh, no, not that one. 20 hours. Okay. So that's it. That's our simple buy side. And then we're going to build the sell side as well. So very simple, very quick. We'll test it. Time is at 12:30. Cool. We'll test it. Test the out sample. Maybe try maybe a few extra things, possibly. But then, like, if no one has any Darwins to be reviewed, then we'll probably call it a day after we test it. Because it's just going to be a good thing to see if it works out a sample. To be honest, like, I'm always really interested to see strategies that have a bit of time that can build. Do they work out a sample? Because that's the most important thing. I feel anyone could build a strategy and make it look perfect, but not everyone can build a strategy and make it work in a sample. Okay, what have I done? Okay. I know what I've done. And on time frames. Yeah, I must have misput something in there. There we go. Let me just take away the FX Streamer, and then I'll pull up the MetaTrader so we can have a quick look at that. So give me a sec. Tab. Why is it not allowing me to show MetaTrader? There we go. Let me see if that's worked. Okay, cool. Right. Just ignore this system for now. Like, this is just something that I'm building in the background or testing in the background. Okay, let me just open up the file. Oh. Okay, right, gold. Let's see. We'll just try a 2 multiplier of 2 just for now for the ATR stop loss, but it should take trades out after 20 bars. Let me just check to see that this is on the screen. It is awesome. Maybe it needs a bigger stop size because it seems like it's taking a lot of trades and getting stopped out pretty quick, which would make sense because we're all using a 2 times 1 hour ATR. So maybe we'll change up the ATR. Again, there's no management on this apart from exiting after 20 hours or 20 bars in this case. So it'd be quite interesting to see what could be possible with this system if we add sort of loads of different sort of like managements and things like that. Let me just clear this up because I've done too much testing in the background today. Okay, cool. again, they're using like one contract, $2,000 stop loss, which would probably be a little different in terms of like what the 2 hour times 1 hour ETR is going to be. But if we get a positive result, this looks terrible. Well, it doesn't look terrible. It's just, it's like we're looking at a mountain range right now. Yeah, I definitely think we need much bigger than a 2 hour ATR. So I'm just gonna stop that there just for now, and let's see if we do like, I don't know, 6. Will it change it? Because we're using a 1 hour again. Let A, let B. Let's see how this. Let's change it to 100,000, just to make it a clean number. And we'll see where we're going from here. Closing trade error. Okay, is it still closing? It must be. Okay, this looks a bit healthier now. And I base it on the fact that we've got that bigger ATR size. It's still showing things like that, so it's interesting. Let me just quickly go back and check what the sort of expected result would be. Have a quick look. Okay. Just in the background, I'm just going through the video to see what the results that we got were. Okay, interesting. So maybe the length A over length B is very important for the strategy. Maybe length A is just like moving average of A. See, this is where I don't even have enough knowledge on the old trade station. We just build the logic out, see what it's like, and take it from there. Yeah, it's doing good. I swear I managed to get it properly years and years ago when I first tried it. But maybe there's probably a reason why I don't trade it right now or anything like that. Maybe I did find problems with it. But again, just showing you the process of how I would have built it. It's the high of high. It's showing that there's definitely an edge, probably overall. It's just like it's definitely not liking. So it still seems like it's not correct. Let me double check. Okay. I know where I've made the mistake. This is where I say I cannot multitask. So what I've done on the stop losses, I forgot to do times M on the sell side. Let me just re-download it because that now makes sense as to why it's not actually working. It seems like I'm starting to make quite a few mistakes, but again, sometimes mistakes are going to happen when you're doing your builds. That's why you should probably stop and then go back and then test them afterwards. So I'm going to just try this out here. We'll do like that, times 3. Let me just watch it in the background to make sure that it's actually taking the trades. Again, something that's quite important is definitely watch the visualizer to make sure that it's actually doing what we have just built. So I'm going to quickly look at that in the background. It could take a couple of minutes to load up. Okay. Interesting. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. Okay, so work to the buy side there. Okay, cool. It is actually working 100%. So we're okay with that. It's a very different system to anything that I sort of trade and such. But let's see what we get anyway from it. Hope we get something positive from it. Yeah, quite good. It's interesting. So maybe, like again, this is like some systems react really well to an ATR, some systems don't. So because it's got a flat 2,000 stop loss and one full contract at a time, we're taking like a dynamic position sizing. Like here, as you can see, like position sizing is very different because it's going based on ATR and we've used the percentage. So maybe, maybe this is one of those systems that just purely works when we've got like a flat sort of stop loss or flat sort of contract size. Sometimes there is systems that just really do work well to those sort of things and then don't work well to like an adaptive sort of way. That's a possibility as well. So maybe after this, what we'll do is we'll do percentage of price or stop loss. The only thing I don't like about that is like 0.5% or 1% stop loss on certain assets when they get volatile are just, for me, like crazy. Profit and loss by hour, days, months. I try to sign and dream to execute during most profitable times, but it makes EA worse. How come? Are you okay? So see when you get the metrics from the backtest report. don't believe what is said in MetaTrader. Make sure you use Quant Analyzer. That's going to give you the actual real where the hours are profitable, where the what sort of like time frame the hours are profitable, what sort of days are profitable, because what's in the back test is not reflective of what's actually closed, or things like that. So make sure you're using Quant Analyzer to analyze sessions, times of days, things like that. In the background, I'm just going to do a percentage of price anyway. And then what I think I might do is let me have a quick look at how things look when I do certain things, because it doesn't. How much? You can get Quant Analyzer for free. There's a free version. It's called Quant Analyzer 4. Cuckoo, do one black or white, sorry. You're not going to see my screen at the moment. I'm just doing something in the background while it's going on, so then I can actually see what is happening. Okay, so we're at 17. Okay, interesting actually. Okay. How are we looking at this test? Slow. You know why it's so slow? It shouldn't be too slow. So it has limits on certain things, but not the things that you really. The paid version is worth it once you've got a portfolio and you want to take things further. For initial building and developing a singular strategy, the free version is perfectly fine. I do not have a problem with it. Let me try a percentage of price stop. We'll do something like 1% or something like that. Pop. Pop. We'll see what result we get with percentage of price. So because the percentage of price will be constant, it might give a reflective value of the sort of hard stop of $2,000. So like the hard stop $2,000 is right. As your account grows, it's going to make less. So like the drop, like it'll look like it makes less as time goes on. Where we want to kind of be compounding. I mean, this is given a positive result so far, but man, it is like looking at an oscillator. Oof. See, I think because this was built pre 20 2024, 1% stop loss will work. 1% of price will probably work pretty well. And then when we get to conditions that were like 2-3 months ago, a 1% stop loss is tiny. Because obviously gold was moving like hell a couple of months ago. Like daily moves were crazy, things that I've never seen in gold before in terms of percentage wise, which was quite interesting. Joe, I'm just going to stop this test right now. This is just, we know if we go further, it'll probably be profitable, but nothing great as such. So maybe we do. If I re-download it to this file. No, I've not. Cool. Let's see if our percentage of price. So we're going to do like 1% percentage of price and see what comes from it. So you can see I've made like a new constant, POP, percentage of price 1%. Yeah, let's see if we get any difference with having a static stop loss as of 1%. Might do. Don't know. We'll see. Okay, just having a quick score at the market there. Trades. No. Okay. Again, nothing looking great at the moment. You know, it's like nothing like what the back test said, but I'm starting to think it is that length A over length B. I need to kind of let me screenshot that and put it into Gemini to see if it can tell me what exactly that means. Just screenshot that in the background, see what it says. Let's see. What does it say? Length A is final logic. Length A is set to since 70 is greater than 25. Okay. Yeah, again, it's not looking that great. Yeah, it's a big spike. Gemini's taking well too long to come back to me. Maybe my connection's going down. Typical. It's not yeah. apparently it means nothing. It just means that 70 is greater than 25. It seems weird that you put that logic in. But hey ho. That's what's shown. That's what's shown. One thing's to add here as well is we're trading it on a CFD rather than a gold future as well. So we are paying overnight swaps and a lot of this as well. Not that I don't think it should be too much different, but then maybe this is maybe what it is. It's maybe over optimized. So then it's like it's perfect on the $2,000 loss. It's possible. It can be quite interesting if we try add a profit target in. That could be quite cool because we can see here, it's clearly got big periods. Actually, let's keep the old 20 bar exit. But let's add a trailing stop. Let's see if we can improve it just by adding a trailing stop. And also we can maybe we try this one. It definitely was above. Yeah, the ADX at 14 is above 20. Okay, let's try. Let's try this. Yeah, I'm just really not liking this at all. Let me just double check. It definitely is 1 hour. So longs made. So the shorts made more than the longs. Okay. Yeah, this is like a totally different graph. Interesting though. Interesting. Because it's saying 18, 19, 20, 21 should be profitable. 2022 is negative. 2023 is very profitable. But we're just not getting that. Maybe with the trailing stop, it might be a bit better. Because at least we're not letting those big moves go without us capturing some of it. At least it's moving up in a grid at the moment, so it's looking a bit better already. This is getting looking a lot better, like what was shown in the video in terms of. I don't think I showed it everyone on the stream what the results were in the video, but as I said, it was quite good results. This is more representing what I seen in the video at the moment. And this is with just a simple trailing stop loss of when we get to 1.5 R of the trade. We're then trailing at 50% of the way. And obviously it's still got the 20 bar bailout as well. So we've got like two management styles in here at the moment. So when we're moving, we're capturing the moves when it's going to the upside, but we're also like got a hard stop as well, like cutting out after 20 hours. Because we're going to say like, after 20 hours, either the stop's trailed or we've kind of exhausted ourselves. So we'll see where it goes. This is already looking a lot better than what we've seen previously, but again, this is the thing with trading. Like you can look at this and be like, oh, we're off to a good start, and then from here it could just totally like just drop off a cliff. So yeah, let's see what we're dealing with. I'm gonna quickly look at like the old, how many trades did he get over that period? So yes, not that great in terms of profit factor actually. So you got 607 trades over the course of, what's that, 14 years. Again, I don't know why it's not showing me the lot size, because I'd be interested to see what the lot size is. What sort of year was 2020? I'm just going to keep going back and forth to see what sort of years were 2022. So 2020 is meant to be one of the best years. So this is interesting. Right now we're down. Are we? Yeah, we're down. So if we don't get a reflection of this being great, then maybe the system is a little different. How far are we in anyway? Halfway through the year, we're down. Let's quickly check my positions. Okay, we could still make a big jump here, but that's a crazy jump in equity. All I want to do is to see the years that he gets it profitable, we get it profitable as well, so we know we're not far off. The only thing that I think is maybe slightly wrong is he's getting 2020 to be one of the best years, where we are not. Still got a tiny bit left. No. Okay. So there is slight differences. I don't know where the differences are coming from. But again, we could build this out and test different things. But the good thing is we are getting 10 times better equity curve than we did before. Maybe we reduce the percentage of price to like 0.5 and we'll get something very similar. But again, I'm quite hesitant to this is not something I would use live, just because I'm not the biggest fan of percentage of price, or we'd need to do a percentage of price based on I don't know, how do I describe? Like the percentage of price would then need to increase slightly with volatility, but then that could skew the actual results of the system as well. So yeah, maybe we don't do percentage of price. So I bet there is an optimal for what actually works. And one of the big downsides of like percentage of prices during low volatility times, you've got a much bigger stop loss, right? So it increases the tail risk, and I think it's very important that we kind of try and eliminate tail risk. because it's very important that we do. Where this would have massive tail risk in low volatility times. And then, for instance, in 2020, that was when COVID happened, volatility was really high. So then that's why we got this big move here, because we've captured like a trade that the small stop losses then totally took in complete advantage of. So yeah, it's interesting. So 2022 was his losing year in this, and then 2023 was the best year, apart from 2023. So it'll be quite interesting to see what happens in 2023. After this, I'll call it a day. I'll upload this system again to the strategy development. That if anyone wants to take this further, have a look at it, develop it more, they can. And it'll be interesting to see if anyone can get something very profitable from it. I do. What's quite clear is there's potentially a decent edge here. It just needs to be tailored in a specific way, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's the wording. I mean, so far it's much better than what we built previously. And all we've done is apply percentage of price and a trailing sort of stop. So if we get a positive result, we get a positive result. It's good, but yeah. I'm more interested to see what happens in 2025 and 2024, because obviously that's when the strategy was built at April, released April 2024. So out of sample is from April to now. You can see it's absolutely killing it in 2024, which is good to see, but sort of expected. Okay, so from now on, it's now out of sample. So from this low roughly here, or is it here? Yeah, so from here, it's now out of sample. So if we make new equity highs from here, it means that system obviously has decent edge. If we don't, then maybe it's been a little bit curve fitted, or there's too many conditions, because there's quite a few conditions in this. But then again, it's more of an entry with a ADX filter than anything else. So it's kind of just wiggling around. It's not such a bad sign, because obviously we do have flat periods of strategies. It's just part of the game. But I kind of want to see, with 2025 being really good, like momentum for gold. I kind of want to see that this goes with it. If it doesn't, then I would be a little bit hesitant with the strategy. Maybe there's something we can add to make sure it is capturing that, but so far it's not looking great. I think the good thing is, with like a strategy like this, you can take the general entry idea, go test it, see if it's profitable, and then add your own things too. So like every sort of resource that gives you some sort of entry criteria is decent, because then you can go build, test it to validate it yourselves. Not every, like, this might be built for gold, but it might actually work better in a different market. It's possible. Again, we don't know until we test things. That's the beauty of it. That's where we're at. We're in October 2025, November. So we're actually almost at the end of this test. And so far, it isn't looking good. And like, again, this is why, like, sometimes percentage of price just, for me, it's just not good, because, it could be out of sync with the market. Like 1% might just not cut it anymore. Whereas like 2% might be the new optimal. Whereas that's why I like using ATR, because I don't need to worry too much about having to chop and change stop losses or anything like that, because it's more tailored to what is going on right now, or sorry, over the past 20 bars. If you use a 20 period, 100 bars use 100 period, yada yada. Everyone knows what the ATR is, or I'd like to hope so. Okay. And this takes me to my point as to we've just got a big, massive home run lucky winner, because we're in the volatile times of January, February this year. And obviously that worked well. So out of sample actually did work. But again, if we take, again, this is another exercise that's good when you're actually building a system. If you take the 5 best trades, right, from the system, how does it perform? Okay, let's get rid of this one. Okay, so that starts here, barely made highs. Let's get rid of this one. Okay, out of sample's been terrible. If we take the 5 best trades away, what is the sort of profit factor? What is the result? And if you take away the 5 best trades and it's pretty bang average, again, you're basically basing the strategy on lucky sort of wins. Like, if you play roulette, you're basing it on landing on, is it 0, the green one? How often does that happen? Not very often. So that trade for me, like trading as much as like, you want statistical edge. Like clearly there is statistical edge here overall. Like clearly there is. But we don't want to just bank on being lucky and getting that 1 in 10, 1 in 20 trade. Sorry, it's not going to happen 1 in 10 times. Sorry, 1 in like 200 type trades, 1 in 100 trades. We don't want to bank on that. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've got strategies that like they churn along pretty well, and then my really good years are when you get some trades. Like this is why I do like trailing stop losses on some of the systems, because when it's a hot asset to trade like gold, or like we've seen with some of the NASDAQ like bull runs and things like that, when it's hot and it's trending heavy, you want to kind of trail your stops to take advantage of that. But it's more important of what happens when we're not in those periods. How does your strategy hold up? That's the most important part, I think, for strategy trading. Like I'll give you an example. I could build any strategy around yen in 2022 and make it profitable and look like the best trader in the world. But what happens out with 2022? They're the things that are very important to your strategy development. You could have one good year, the rest are crap. You're still profitable overall, but you're basing it on having a market like that again, rather than complete randomness. You're basing it on a perfect condition. Markets are random at the end of the day. They're very noisy on a day-to-day basis. What you want to do is make sure you're positioned well in these sort of markets anyway. But yeah, sorry. Again, I'll put this in the Discord, but thanks everyone for joining me today. If anyone has any questions before I go, feel free to drop them in. And if not, I'll give it 10, 20 seconds. And I'll probably just call it a day, because that is 5:15. And I am in like the outdoor sort of office area, and it's getting cold. Because as much as it's been like 10 degrees in Scotland, which is it's not bad. It's it's getting towards the end of the day, and the temperature drops rapidly. So I need to go inside and warm up. No questions? Okay, awesome. Thanks everyone for joining me today. Again, any questions, join the Discord, ask me anything. I'm happy to answer anything. If you want this file, I'll eventually put it in the Discord. Probably not right away because I need to go inside. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining. See you later.